Hey y'all. Ooh, that looks a little bit crooked. Am I crooked? I got some new stuff. I got these oil pastels. I just got the small box because I didn't know whether I'm gonna love this or not. I also got these watercolor cards. So we're gonna open that up and I'm gonna try like making homemade cards, but instead of doing it with like scrapbooking stuff, we're gonna paint it. And I have Candy here with me today. We're gonna be both doing something different. So I'm gonna open this real quick. It says Strathmore watercolor cards, paint with watercolor, acrylic, or gouache. And they're acid free, and there's 50 cards and 50 envelopes. They look sort of an off-white, and they're kind of a thick paper. So normally when you're doing a watercolor, you tape this down to a board, because even with the thick paper like this, it can sort of warp and stuff. So they come whole like this, but there's like a scored area. You're probably not gonna be able to see that, but there's a scored area right there in between. I'm gonna fold it just because it's there so I'll remember what's the front, but I'm gonna leave it flat while I'm painting on it. But let me show you this first. Here's these. And I'm gonna do like a spring thing on mine and just do some tulips. Oh look, it does look like little crayons. And I hope these work how I want them to. And I'm gonna just do the front side of mine. And my favorite color is purple, so I'm gonna take that. And I'm gonna take this yellow. And I'm gonna take this brown. And I ain't leaving Candy much here. What are you gonna put on yours? Do you have any idea yet? This I didn't get but 12 colors because I was being cheap in case I didn't like it. I guess we can go back and forth with them because I really need these two greens too. And I want one of that orange or that pink. Here, I left you a black, two blues, a red, a pink, and a white. I'm gonna mark where my table's gonna be, I guess. I'm gonna put my vase sort of in the middle of the table. Can you see that? I have a trivia thing on tulips. Did you know that tulips continue to grow, sort of, after you pick them? If you have a vase full of tulips, like if you get them from the florist or whatever, and you put them in water and you put them like on your bar or whatever, they will reach over wherever they find the sun at, whichever window, and they will continue to grow through the stems toward that light. So you're liable to come home today with all your tulips facing this direction, and then if you turn that around, tomorrow when you come home, they will have turned back around, and they'll sometimes stretch another 4 to 6 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put 7. So I'm going to put one right here in the middle. I'm just doing 3 kind of humps. Let me put one more. It's hard for me to do anything this small. I'm used to doing things big. And now I'm going to use some green. I have 2 colors of green, a light and a dark. And I'm going to put where my stems would be. So now I'm going to think about my vase here. Here's the darker side of my vase. And because my vase is round, I'm going to hold it up a second. Because my vase is round, I'm going to make sort of all of my coloring aspects of it that are in there be curved sort of toward each other. Then we're going to let the light is going to come here. So we're going to be a little bit thicker and a little bit more of it on this side. And up here in the seam and down here in the bottom, we're gonna make that dark and make this edge pretty dark, and then sort of leave some space there in the middle. Now I'm gonna be sort of just coloring in what was my table. And the reason I didn't put my sort of horizon line down here where my vase is sitting is because then it would appear that my vase was in the edge of the table and gonna tip over. So we're gonna just lightly color this in. And you can, if all you have is crayons and you don't have these water soluble ones that I hope are going to do what I think they're going to do here in a minute, then you can leave it like this, because, and then even after we go with the water in a minute, if you want to go back and darken in with the crayon, you can leave that because the texture looks good. Now I'm going to think about the shadow that my vase would be leaving, so I'm going to make it a lot darker underneath it and here to the side of it just a little bit. It's darker in this whole area, but it's really dark right there, see? And then I got to fill in this back with something, so I'm just going to go ahead and go in there with the light blue. I'm just filling in a little bit. Please let it happen. Here we are. So here I am. And there ain't nothing wrong with that except for I'm probably going to smear it everywhere. We've got my ever-present box of t-shirt pieces. I got a little cup of water, and I just grabbed, these are not watercolor brushes, these are my acrylic brushes, just the regular ones that I use, the long and skinny ones. Wet it, but I'm going to knock some of that off so it's not too much. And now I'm going to probably go in the same sort of method that I used. Oh, I love it. Whenever
This is so much prettier than mine.
It's not. Candy's an artist. She did such good woodwork and stuff in school. So now you just, when you're ready, when you're through coloring, then you just dampen your brush. Beautiful. See how I tried to leave a little bit of the light right there? I probably, I'm just going to color in more to kind of, and I'm remembering to keep that swirl in there on the edges. Oh, you got a tree with a swing and a bird on the swing, or is that a fish?
No, it's a bird. It's a plane.
It's a bird, it's a plane. Now I'm going to try to see what I can do to my tulips here. I'm going from the bottom up, sort of, because I got that orange in there. I'm going to do that first and sort of spread that orange up my tulips. At the end of this is a piece of art. You sign it. You can't put Hallmark on the back, but you sign it just as if it were a painting on a canvas. I'm going to come back because I got a little bit of that up in there, and I wish it didn't. I'm going to try to just cover back over it a little bit, which is good. And then I wanted to intensify the color over here on this side, so I'm just coloring right back over it. And you can leave it like that to leave the texture, which looks kind of good. I may do that. Now I'm just going to have to use a pen to put my name with because that's the way it works. So how about that? Whoops. That's a handmade card. Whoop, 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 whoop. We did that pretty quick. Someone should expect to get this in the mail from me because here's the envelope. We could paint something cute on the envelope if we wanted. Post office may not like that, but we could do it. We could. That's not bad. That was a lot of fun. Got it? Ooh, I love it. I hope she sends this one to her mother. Look at that. Ooh. Gotta sign it, Candy. Look at that bird. Thank y'all for joining us. And if you're interested in any of this stuff, I went and got a link off of Amazon and put it in there for you. And show me a picture of yours when you do yours too. Thanks. Bye.